February 18th. Snowstorm is here. Our local turkey flock has been through for their daily pass-through visit. You can see their turkey tracks. I missed them again. I haven't caught them in the snow. Kind of too bad. Like to see the turkeys in the snow. Greenhouse stove is lit up. Got a bunch of firewood stacked in there. Let's go have a look-see. Yeah, snowing pretty good. Got some firewood queued up right outside the greenhouse here. Got a bunch I brought in and split. We'll go into the nice cozy greenhouse. You can see I got a pile of maple split and stacked in here, drying and warming. Another little cache reserve behind the stove, drying and warming. Tell you what, this is a nice way to do this. You keep a firewood rack right behind the stove, and you can bring wood in that's even a little bit damp and put it in here, and it dries it out real good. And then if you come home late, like I sometimes do on, say, Saturday, and you gotta get the stove rocking fast, you got some nice, dry, crackly firewood to fire right back up with. That's real handy. I'll probably keep this stack in here and keep splitting from outside for fueling for today. And then that way tomorrow, when we get buried in the snow, I don't have to dig firewood out of the snow to get to it. So that's kind of handy. So we'll just take a look in the stove. I fired this up before I went off for a little while. A few pieces in there burning. I'm going to go out and split some more and throw on top of that. And keep it rocking. Have a nice thermal mass queued up for the snowstorm. It's supposed to not stop snowing until Friday afternoon or evening. It is currently Thursday afternoon. Alrighty, well, I brought some more in. Got a couple of pieces of cherry. Got some more maple that's a little bit wetter. But that's okay, because I got a coal base. We're ramping the stove up good. Yeah. I don't know, just thought I'd do a quick update. The snow is beautiful. It's definitely an inconvenience to say the least, but it is beautiful. February 19th, 2021. Turned out to be a relatively light snowstorm. We didn't get dumped on as bad as I expected or as they predicted. Thank God for that. I don't have a whole lot of patience left for snow at this point. I just want it to be done. It's a beautiful day out. A little bit of snow still falling. Things are covered with dusting. I think we got maybe 3 inches, maybe 4. So, not a huge snow cleanup, so that's kind of nice. Going to stoke up the greenhouse furnace a bit. Get back to doing some cleaning and organizing. Carpe diem, as they say. Greenhouse is relatively warm. It's kind of nice. I stoked it up pretty solid last night. Reasonably even. I had pumped up the thermal mass reservoirs pretty good with some heat, so gave it some sustained time. And it wasn't as cold and windy as some snowstorms are usually, so that's good. Let's have a look in the old Sierra. Looking, yeah. I think I'm going to give this a clean out because it's about due. There's quite a bit of ashes in there, so let's give it a clean out. There we go. Stove clean out, mostly ashes, a little bit of coals. Decent coal base in the bottom, a lot more space in the stove. Tapped the chimney out, pulled out any creosote that had built up. Not too bad, with a little bit drier would have been running, so that's nice. Coal base is starting to heat back up. I'm going to throw some fuel on this and run it up. A couple of pieces of cherry that I split yesterday and had in the greenhouse overnight, so they've warmed up, dried out a little bit. Got them on the coal base, letting them heat up on the coal base a little bit. So nice having a coal base to get a fire going. It's so much less work. And I love the smell of cherry. Really prefer to start the stove up with cherry because that's when you get a little bit of smoke back in the greenhouse because the draft hasn't taken off yet. And cherry is so much less irritating to the lungs and smells so much nicer than maple. So, yeah. Definitely a little slow on the light up today. That wood's pretty green, as you can see by the sizzling on the ends. But we got heat production back up. I'm going to ramp it back in the throttle. Just let it idle for the afternoon. It's not that cold out. There's no wind. So we'll let it just refill, pardon my boots, refill the heat in the thermal mass. And I'm running the dump right now to dump off the thermal mass excess heat. Top up the thermal tanks again. And then tonight, when it cools off again, we'll fire it back up to a hotter level. Alright, that's it in here for now. Next part, got some cleanup to do. Probably push off a little bit of this snow. But I got some stuff to get rid of. Ready? Go! My Massey never fails. One strong MF. All said and done, I think we got about 4 or 5 inches. So it wasn't nearly as bad as it was predicted to potentially be. So that's good. That's a relief. And we got some mid-high 40s days scheduled for next week. Some possible rain and snow Monday, but it doesn't look like a lot so far according to the forecast. And I just put some more firewood in the stove here. I'm sure you can hear that roar. Just getting it lit back up, but it's starting to take off. Alright, I think that's it for today's video. Snowstorm turned out to not be so bad. Very grateful for that. Hope you found this interesting or informative in some way. And yeah, thanks for watching the Pharmacy Seeds Network. Keep your friends close and your farmers closer.